had the shock of my life when I got in the car today. Look, can you hear that? Load of boring chatter, otherwise known as LBC. I didn't know you could get it down this neck of the woods, you see. 97.3 megahertz. And I tell you the best thing with this, if I push this button here, you can no longer hear it. Absolutely wonderful. Marvellous. Hello, Blood Nose. I see you there. Good to see you. Let's have a quick roll call, shall we? Right back through all this old chat. Here we go. Bridget, good to see you. Alan Pape, Blood Nose. Yes, we said hello to you. John Harrington. Where else are we? Julie Keys. Good afternoon. Good evening. Yes, I think we've got a little collection of regulars here, haven't we? I think it's all very good, very good. Do you remember when petrol was 7 something? I don't. Yeah, I don't remember much about when petrol was affordable, to be quite honest. Hello, Julie Baldwin. Good to see you. Who else we got? Alan Edge, good to see you. We've got all the regulars here. It's wonderful. Jerry Georgopoulos. Yes, I think you're all here. This is marvellous. All the regulars. Jack Andrews, good day, geezer, from Jack and Keith. Good day to you. Chrissy Williams, Belfast Mickey, John Harris, 78. You're all turning up. That's absolutely marvellous. Well, it was an interesting time, wasn't it, for the parliamentarians, shall we say, overnight, where we had that breaking news of that one that's been a naughty boy. The one that I read basically said that they weren't named at that point in time, but I read other things later where the name of the person came out. And somebody made a very valid point of, in this country, we're losing the principle of innocent until proven guilty. As soon as somebody says, oh, they've done something, oh, they're guilty, chastise them, get away, and everything else. Well, yeah, it's a sad state of affairs, really. But talking about MPs that have caused a bit of controversy, I'll show you a picture right now, once I put my old coat down there, and see if you recognise this woman. I'm sure you will. Get the right bloody password. Here we go. Right, yes. Yes, here she is, delightful lady. I'm sure you recognise her. Yes, this is Ms. Claudia Webb, Member of Parliament, formerly of the lefty loony party, now on her own as an independent, and I wonder why that is. Well, let's dig into this, shall we? Well, as you know, Claudia Webb was found guilty of not strictly being a good girl, was she? Miss MP Claudia Webb says she's looking forward to an opportunity to clear her name ahead of appeal. She's actually appealing her conviction for threatening to throw acid at a woman and reveal naked pictures of the same woman. That's not a very nice thing to do, is it? MP Claudia Webb is looking forward to the opportunity to clear her name, her lawyer has said, ahead of her appeal against a conviction for harassment. Well, it wasn't only harassment, was it? The 57-year-old was handed a 10-week jail term, suspended for 2 years. This, of course, is the same MP that's demanded the resignation of others when she sits there in the chamber with far more serious things hanging over her head. Prosecutors said the former Labour MP for Leicester East, who sits as an independent after being expelled from the party following her conviction, harassed Michelle Merritt because she was jealous of her friendship with Webb's boyfriend, Lester Thomas. The court heard she threatened to throw acid at Miss Merritt and revealed naked pictures of her. Obviously, this is all old news. Webb is appealing against her conviction and sentence at Southwark Crown Court at a hearing in front of Judge Deborah Taylor and 2 magistrates, which is expected to start on Thursday, tomorrow, and last for 2 days. Mr. Thomas, consultant at Crosswell, football coach and scout for Chelsea, did not give evidence at the trial and could be called as a witness for the first time this time round. Ray Charder, a partner at law firm Hodge Jones Allen, who is representing Claudia Webb, said Miss Webb continues to maintain her innocence and she's looking forward to the opportunity to clear her name. Her priority is to continue to serve the people of Leicester East. She will not be answering any questions at this stage and asks that her privacy be respected. Labour has previously said the party will push for a recall petition to force a by-election if Webb does not quit the Commons, but we'll have to wait until the outcome of the appeal. Now, this is the same lady that's slammed Boris and Richie for not resigning because they're a disgrace. And we've got this situation with this current MP that got nicked yesterday, and I hear and read he's out on bail. And at the current time, I think Lindsay Hoyle turned round and forbade anyone from using parliamentary privilege to name him and, out him. It's bloody ridiculous when that same parliamentary privilege was used to chuck allegations at Nigel Farage. He could have said what he liked in there without reproach, and this is where I think parliamentary privilege absolutely sucks. I really do. And you see things like this all the time. They do something, they think they're beyond reproach, and somehow they manage to keep their seat. I can only imagine that, at the next general election, whenever that may be, she will lose her seat, and I think many others will do as well. So we'll have to see about that. I mean, they're an out of touch bunch of characters. They really are. We had this MP a day or two ago, didn't we? That said, get a higher paid job, work more hours, solve the cost of living crisis. Well. We know that that's not strictly the way to do it, is it? And there was another one the other day as well, which come out with something which pissed me off, to be quite honest. There's certain things we have problems with at the moment: the cost of food, the cost of gas and electricity, the cost of fuel, and general living costs. Now, you would think the easiest answer is to find a way to generate more income. I mean, inflation's going up, interest will probably follow, and it's all going fucking mad. But, the answer really is generate a greater income. But where is that income going to be generated from? Or alternatively, you've got to try and save money. Now, I'm not a believer in suffering at the hands of the big conglomerates and the gas and oil companies and everything else. Now, one of the MPs made a comment in one of their speeches where they claim that people can live on meals that cost 30 pence each. Can you imagine making a substantial meal for 30 pence? I mean, I've just had a meal with a chicken breast, some cheese and different salady things, and I'm sure that cost more than 30 pence, and it was quite nutritious. Now, there's this chef, what's his name here? Yeah, Gareth Mason. Let me show you. There you go. There's Gareth Mason, right? And you can see some of the dishes he's done there. Now, what he's done is an interesting experiment. He's actually tried to make meals that cost 30 pence each to try and see if it's actually doable and sustainable. And it says, chef says Tory MP is treating people like peasants after cooking 30p meals. A chef has had a go at cooking 30p meals to prove a Tory MP's claim that many people cannot cook on budget as being rubbish. Ashfield MP Lee Anderson sparked fury last week when he stated it was possible to cook nutritious meals on 30p a day. Well, this guy's called bullshit on this. Now a chef has decided to put Mr. Anderson's claims to test, and unsurprisingly has found them to be a load of old rubbish. Gareth Mason set about proving Mr. Anderson wrong by challenging himself to cook 7 basic meals that would fit within the meagre 30p budget. The professional chef, who had 19 years of experience, found that while you could create meals for 30 pence, they were not nutritiously balanced or big enough to sustain an adult. Could you imagine 30 pence trying to sustain me? My God. With a limited budget, Gareth made crab stick salad, ooh, burgers, spaghetti, Napoli beans on toast, a jacket potato with beans, and a spam fritter made from cheap luncheon meat. I guess it ain't the spam, it's the cheap stuff. I've come to the conclusion it's a load of rubbish, the head chef at Absolute Bistros in West Houghton, Lancashire, told Hull Live. These meals I've done, as soon as you put any protein or dairy into them, it's not feasible to do it for 30 pence. I mean, these are some of the things that he's doing. I'll show you some examples. I mean, that's the old baked beans on toast, and then that's the old crab stick salad. That's bloody cheap meat, isn't it? If you eat beans on toast every day for a meal, it might work. If you did cheese on toast, for example, the cost of cheese would push it over the 30 pence mark, and you have the cooking cost on top of the cost of food. When his comments sparked outrage, Mr. Anderson defended himself by saying he was trying to educate people to make their lives a little easier. Highlighting a cooking course run by a food bank in his Nottingham constituency, Mr. Anderson said, "We show how to cook cheap and nutritious meals on a budget. We can make a meal for about 30p a day. This is cooking from scratch." Now, the chef has obviously called him out on that. Looking at our food bank, how it works, and I think you'll see firsthand there's not the massive use for food banks in this country. We've got a generation after generation who cannot cook properly. Yeah, there might be a fair few out there that can't cook the basic staples because we're too used to junk food and everything. I mean, here's another couple of things, a bit of spaghetti and some tomatoes and a burger there, but the portions don't look very big to me, and they're not really going to sustain somebody for a period of time throughout the day for 30 pence. Gareth said while Mr. Anderson's 30p figure may be achievable using batch cooking methods in a professional kitchen, I suppose buy it in bulk and shove it in, there aren't many people who have the space or storage required to make it work. Has this guy ever eaten a 30p meal in his life? I doubt it, Gareth asks. I very much doubt it as well. He's contradicted himself by having chefs cook the food in a big kitchen with an industrial oven. Where does he expect the average person to cook all this food and then freeze it all? They don't live in the real fucking world, do they? Gareth, who previously cooked 15 days worth of lunches for a child using just 20 quid, said 30p per meal was far too little to create a nutritious meal for an adult. You could just about feed yourself, but it's not going to be healthy or nutritious or get anywhere near the number of calories an average adult needs to function each day. He's treating people like peasants. Energy prices are going up. People are struggling. The cost of living is on the rise. And what's their solution? Eat for 30 pence. The cheaper you go, how much more rubbish is in the food. It will be full of additives, preservatives, all sorts of junk. It's not fresh, nutritious food that people need to have a healthy diet. Now, this is, the thing that's going on with all the heat or eat argument and everything else, isn't it? It's getting worse. And then you see these MPs making out of the way suggestions like this. It really doesn't help matters. This is the Daily Chat with Andy, the Gabby Cabby, everybody. I hope everyone's doing all right. Thank you for joining me this evening. Where are we? Wednesday. Yeah, middle of the week. We're getting there. If you haven't done so already, please can I ask that you give the thumbs up. We've got about, nearly 80 watching and only about half that in thumbs up. So come on, give us a few more. We could do with that very much. If you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to the channel as well. If you've only just started watching us, that'll be great too. And we're in all sorts of other places, social media and everything else. And I just want to give a quick shout out to the channel members. You'll see in the chat there's certain people that have got a little emblem next to their name. That means they chuck £1 a month in the Gabby Cabby kitty, just a token level of support to, buy me a drink, keep me in my fizz habit in my old age. So cheers, everybody. I appreciate all your support. Now, I had some good news today. I got a phone call off the garage. As you can see, I'm sitting in my Mercedes at the moment in cramped conditions, trying to best it as I do. Well, it turns out that the mechanic who was supposed to start my job, who ended up going off with the old Kung Flu, is back, and the DPF which went wrong on my car is now off, and he is in the cleaner. It's all getting done, and I'm told hopefully Friday or Saturday I'll be back and I'll have it back. So that'll be wonderful. Anyway, I'm going to spend a minute just having a look through the chat and see what people have got to say about let's set up copper coin banks. Alan, I did see that in the messages earlier. I was going to look in to see what you were saying. Switch to the full fat Coke. That's the best, Christine there says. It may be, and it tastes a hell of a lot better, but won't it make me fat? I'm morbidly obese enough as it is. Alan, 350 quid a week is a good wage. I'm on 275. Do you get any backup or any help with that, Alan? That's an interesting question, because wages they're just not keeping up. And I suppose what you consider a good wage as well depends very greatly on what part of the country you're living in as well, with cost of mortgages, property, fuel, food, everything else. But eventually we're all ending up in the same boat. I've had some really good lentils, good protein. Yeah, I went on the slow carb diet for a while when I was going through one of my trying to lose weight fads. And one of the things that they said was get anything with beans in, and it's a very good source of protein. Those kind of things with the beans, very much so. John Harris, thank you for the £1 super chat. That's very good of you. I appreciate that, and that will go straight into the Coke Fund. Very much, thank you. Speaking of the old Kung Flu, got my second booster shot from my doctor. That's Jerry Georgopoulos. Patricia Shaw, hi Andy and everyone in the chat. Hello to you as well. Yeah, Lidl's and Aldi's. I always shopped in there when I was on my Todd. Citizens abuse should be a criminal offence. Damn right. Christine Ayres, yeah, but only live twice. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to live once and make the most of it. Hi, Andy. Think I may have that new monkeypox going about where I live. Went to shops on all fours and asked for 50 bananas. Very good. I love it. You've probably got more viewers than Piers Morgan. I tell you what, not being funny, one of his shows attracted, I think it was 40,000. And for somebody like Piers Morgan, it's complete and utter shit. It really is. And I noticed that, I probably attract about 10,000 a day. Not only the videos that I do, but also the new ones that the older ones that people look at as well. And I just thought in 4 days' time, I've got just as much as he has. And that really made me chuckle. It did. Coventry Punks, thank you very much for the 99 pence super sticker. I appreciate the support again. And that will go straight in the Coke Fund. Thank you very much for that. And that's wonderful support. I do a big shop every 6 weeks. It lasts well. That's Bridget. Yeah, I think that's the way, isn't it? Buy it in one go and, get it over and done with. Julie Baldwin's telling people off for not hitting the like button enough. 86 watching, only 46 likes. Come on, we can do better. Yeah, come on, folks. Let's get the old thumbs up going. That'll be wonderful. Just popping in. The dog Rufus is still unwell. Hope everyone here is well and being positive in these weird and worrying times. Same to you, honesty and truth, and hope Rufus gets better. And yes, they are weird and worrying. Tesco's are dodgy. Bought my ex some Ferrero Rocher from the kids on a price pack match to Aldi's for £6. In Aldi, they were $3.99 on the same day. Jesus, that don't work, that does it? Uh, Country now, all cycle brands. Let's have a look at it else. Yeah, one of my pet hates, as you know, is the debt collectors and the bailiffs, and I've probably copped a bit of flack with some of the videos I've put up about them. And this week, at some point, I intend to do a video on council tax. Well, it'll actually be a live stream on what you do if you fall behind on your council tax and it ends up getting moved over to the debt collectors. Because when you are in a position where funds are tight and you've not really got anywhere to look, anywhere to turn, you have to see where you can pull in extra funds from. Now, let's say you fall behind on a credit card, for example. Now, the right and proper thing to do would be to contact the organisation and say, look, I'm in the shit. Here's a budget. I can't afford to pay everything. Here's what I can afford. And the statutory minimum you can afford is £1 a month. That's all you have to pay. But a lot of people don't carry out that step, and it ends up with the debt collectors, and makes that situation a little bit worse. But the process of moving that debt from the original creditor to the debt collector often is not done correctly. And what you have to do is go through a process to prove that case. I did a live stream on a 3-letter process, which told you exactly how to do that, and also if it gets elevated to court. There's also a similar procedure which you can do with council tax, because when they move the council tax from themselves to a debt collector externally, that process is unlawful, because the debt collector does not have a Crown warrant which authorises them to collect the council tax. So you just do this to the bailiffs, and unfortunately not a lot of people know that. And the other thing as well is to do with stuff like parking fines and things like that. I mean, I've got a company, Parking Eye, at the moment, who keep threatening to take me to court, and it's been going on for 6 months. And the whole thing is, I pulled up at a hotel at Stansted, dropped my customers off. I was there for 5 minutes and left, and they tried to fine me. So I basically said, no, bollocks, I'm not paying it. I've not done anything wrong. You tell me what I've done wrong. And they couldn't do it. So I basically said, well, sorry, you're wasting my time. So every time they write to me, I send them an invoice for £100 and say, if you sue me, I will counter-sue you for this invoice amount. And, I will not bow to debt collectors. I mean, there's another guy that's got a problem here as well. Man faces debt collectors after adding wrong digit, paying for a £5 airport parking ticket. Oh, Jesus, this is a favourite of mine. A pensioner says he's been threatened with debt collectors for making a simple typo while paying a £5 parking fee at Heathrow Airport. Pravin Kocher, 66, made the error while dropping his wife off in November, mistyping a single digit while inputting his car registration. He was sure the online payment went through and says he received an email from parking firm APCOA confirming it's been accepted. For anybody that's not sure, when you drive into Heathrow or Gatwick now for that matter, there's cameras at each end of the terminals where you drop off, and what often happens is you will be photographed going in, photographed coming out, and you have 24 hours in which to pay £5. And you can either set up an account so it does it for you automatically, or you can just pay it manually, in which case you put in your registration. Now, he's turned around and said that he put in a digit incorrectly. Now, I'm not sure there, because when you type in the actual registration, it should pick up the fact that you were there. But I don't think their system's entirely foolproof, to be honest. He was sure the online payment went through, and he said he received a receipt. You get them via email. But Pravin later travelled to India for a month and came home to find two notices from the firm telling him he hadn't paid. He said the company eventually told him he'd have to pay a fine to settle the debt, and later revealed that the matter had been passed to a debt collector. Well, at that point, you know, you've got to really deal with it, and don't deal with the debt collector. Explaining how he checked the documents immediately and spotted his typing error, Pravin said, I sent an email to them that day when I realised my small mistake to explain, but they didn't respond. I put it down to it being so close to Christmas and New Year's, so I waited. Pravin sent another email on January the 7th and got no response again, but he continued to receive letters from APCOA. The firm wanted him an inflated charge initially of £150, but later rise to £235 was now due. Completely disproportionate. Despite entering the wrong registration plate number, Pravin still had proof of payment from his bank account. He said, I tried to ask them where the payment had gone. 4 weeks later, they sent me another letter, so I replied again, and the next time I was sent a debt collector's letter. £150 charge had become £235, and Mr. Coacher still had no luck getting in touch with the parking company. Instead, he managed to speak with the debt collector and was able to explain that he'd been given no opportunity to appeal the initial charge. I wanted to challenge this because it makes you wonder how much these companies are taking advantage of people, he said. They had no system for me to appeal or confirm my details before I paid, and they hadn't responded to me. Pravin is now in touch with solicitors and is considering taking the matter to the small claims court. He is also advised to offer to pay the full fee into an escrow account, a segregated account opened by the solicitors to hold the cash until the two parties can come to a contractual agreement. He said he's put this to the debt collector, which he says is still waiting for a response. The parking firm says it understands that he keyed in an incorrect car registration is an easy error to make, and will take that into consideration. Well, at the end of the day, my advice to this guy is to take it to court, take it to the cleaners, and have your day in court and get it thrown out for what it is. It's ridiculous. He's paid it. He made a typo. End of story. He shouldn't be made to pay for that. It's as simple as that. And these money-grabbing bastards will get you anyway. You think, at the end of the day, over £200 is a lot of money in this day and age, especially to someone that's retired or retiring. It's crazy what's going on, to be quite honest with you, in this world, and I wonder when it's going to stop. And I sometimes wonder whether it actually will. Listen, folks, I've just got to pop in the house just a second. I'm going to leave you. I'll leave you up there. Let's see if that works. Oh. And I will be right back. See you shortly. door and get in the other side. Front door. That's it, folks. I'm back. I hope you're all doing all right. Sorry about that. I had to make a little detour. Shut that door, exactly, blood nose. I've got a little surprise for you all right now. I've got a little gate crasher. That's one of the reasons I went into the house. And hang on. Come on, get in. It's cold out there. Shut that door. But, look who I've got. Say hello. Say hello, Jack.
Hello.
Hello. Blood nose. That's him saying hello. Cosmic War Toad. We can be left to our own devices. Yeah. Alan Pape. Hello, Jack. Hello, little man. Declan Toomey said, who's he calling little? You're not little. You're getting as tall as I am. Cosmic War Toad. Christine is all saying hello, Jack. Bloodnose is saying, what game are you playing today? What game are you playing?
Roblox Pet Sim.
Roblox Pet Sim. Yeah, he gets me playing that with little pets and things on there. I think he's given me a 40 trill something. Is it 40 trill? I don't get it. Daphne Lynch, hello, Jack. Julie Baldwin, hello, Jack. Here, they like you. They're all saying hello. Look, hey.
And
hey.
also,
go on.
In Pet Sim, can I trade you a 12? So you put up your 12 trill.
Yes.
And I'll give you the 40 trill.
You'll give me the 40 trill.
Yeah, if you give me.
Okay, all right. And I like the sound of that. I'll give him little and he gives me more. Yes, that's very good. Well, nice you're back, Andy and Jack. Thank you, Jerry. Yes, I had to answer a call of nature, and I thought I'd get Jack out here as well, just for the last little bit, because he said for the last 2 or 3 days he wanted to come out and say hello to everybody. So here he is. Get him on Doom Eternal. Yeah, I remember them days, Cosmic. That was a good game. That was.
What's that?
It's a shoot 'em up basically, and it's quite old now. There's been a few reasons. I think you have to download it. We'll have a look. Jack will be taller than you soon, Andy. Christine there says that's absolutely right. He probably will be. Jack, is your dad a good cook? Zena asks. Am I a good cook?
Well, you're good at cooking breakfast. Because I like your breakfast.
He likes my breakfast, you see. I do a bit of sausage, bacon and eggs and various other things. Yes, I guess right. Do I get the prize? Anna Perkins says. Well, I missed that, what you were actually guessing. I have to go now. Look after yourselves in this odd world. Thanks, Andy, for the chat. That's all right, honesty and truth. Good to see you and see you when I do. Pac-Man. Oh, there's an old one. Doom 3 is not that old. He must have seen that on the PS4. He might have done. I think I've got Doom 3 somewhere in an old box. I might have to dig it out. Declan Toomey, Space Invaders. It's literally a shooting game, and you shoot aliens and monsters and things like that. Right up your street, really. Yes, Anna Perkins, it was a comfort break. I had to dash off. Usually I don't do that. I had to do that this morning on the way to Luton Airport as well. That was entertaining. There's Nana Jean there. Hi, Jack. She's seen you as well. You see her?
Yeah.
Yeah. So say hi, Nana Jean.
Hello.
And now she's saying love you. Oh my God. It's getting all smutty in here, isn't it?
Love you, Grumps.
Love you, Grumps. Yes, okay, enough of that. Thank you very much. Right, everybody. I'm going to call it a day for now. We're up to about 35 minutes. So I thought I'd nip in and get Jack out here because he kept asking.
35 minutes and 18 seconds.
All right, 35 minutes and 18 seconds.
Now 21, 22, 23, 24.
Will you shut up? Thank you. Right, yes, thank you everybody for coming. If you haven't done so already, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button on the chat, and let's get those numbers up a little bit more for the algorithm.
Jack and
please,
Xbox or
shush.
PlayStation?
Please, See, I can't get a word in edgeways here. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. That'd be great. And also, don't forget you can find us in all the other places. Jack would like to say one more thing.
And what is that now?
Is Jack an Xbox or PlayStation kind of man? Declan Toon is asking.
Xbox and my Stacked account, and PetSim is my phone account.
Oh, okay. All right, there you go. I hope you understood that, because I didn't. Anyway, I'm off. I'll see you later and be back tomorrow. Toodaloo.
Bye.